Hello everyone. I am Sharad Deepika, degree lecturer in botany from Telangana Tribal Welfare Residential Degree College for Women. For the session today, my topic is meiosis. Meiosis is a reduction division. In this, means means to reduce or to diminish. So this was first time coined by a scientist named J.B. Farmer in the year 1905. So meiosis means reduction division. That means the number of chromosomes in the cell are going to divide and reduce into half. Meiosis is resulting in the four daughter cells where the chromosomes are going to divide once and the nucleus and the cytoplasm are going to divide twice. That is why we get four haploid cells. This particular division occurs mostly in the reproductive cells in the male and the female organisms during reproduction to give rise to gametes. Now these gametes in the sexual reproduction, they unite, that is fertilization occurs, and they again unite to form a diploid cell or a diploid organism. So this particular division is called as reduction division because from the parent cell, the four daughter cells whatever are obtained are having the chromosome number that is half to that of the parent cell. So the number of chromosomes are going to reduce into half. So if the parent cell is having, for suppose say 46 chromosomes, then the resultant daughter cells, whatever the four daughter cells are formed from the parent diploid cell, the haploid cell will be having 23 chromosomes. So this particular reduction of number of chromosomes occurs in this division. This is because to continue the species, to continue the generation, the chromosomes should be transferred from one generation to the other generation, from parents to the offsprings. So if this particular meiosis doesn't occur, the number of chromosomes is going to double and double for each generation. So to maintain the number of the chromosomes in the organisms of the same species, the number of chromosomes here will be going to reduce into half, and this occurs in the reproductive organs, in the reproductive cells during the process of reproduction. So now we are entering into the next topic. Actual process, that is meiosis is divided into two divisions again, that is meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. Now in meiosis 1 we are going to see again there are several divisions. That is in meiosis, if we have learned, that is PMAT. This is the shortcut of the cell division. That means prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. So meiosis is divided into again two divisions, that is meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. In meiosis 1 again we are going to see prophase 1, metaphase 1, anaphase 1, and telophase 1. Similarly, in meiosis 2 also we are seeing prophase 2, metaphase 2, anaphase 2, and telophase 2. So PMAT is the formula where we are going to see all these particular divisions in a series. Now, meiosis 1 and meiosis 2, what is the difference between them? In meiosis 1, the number of chromosomes, whatever I have said, the actual reduction division occurs in meiosis 1, that too in the prophase 1. So what happens is there, the genetic material will be occurring, will be undergoing a special processes like crossing over, synapses, terminalization, exchange of the genes. All these occurs, and finally the reduction in the number of chromosomes occurs in the meiosis 1. So when in meiosis 1, when one cell is going to divide into two, this one cell is going to divide into two, the number of chromosomes actually have got reduced into those two daughter cells. So these two, now for example, I am telling you that the mother cell is having 46 chromosomes. So if the mother cell is having 46 chromosomes, the daughter cells will have the reduced number of chromosomes, that would be 23 and 23. How? Why have these occurred? This one has occurred because of the reduction in the number of chromosomes that we will be seeing in the further slides, how that happens. And that all happens in the meiosis 1. Meiosis 1 is the very important phase in the complete meiotic division, where meiosis 2 is simply the mitotic division. Now, in meiosis 1, the meiosis 1 is called as heterotypic division. It is called as heterotypic division because the mother cell is having 46 chromosomes, I told, but the first two daughter cells which have formed will be having half the number of chromosomes that compared to the parent. So here the daughter cells and the mother cell is not similar because the number of chromosomes have already got reduced. That is why this particular meiosis 1 is called as the heterotypic division. That means they are not similar, they are different. How are they different? Hetero means different. How are they different? They are different in the number of chromosomes that has to be present in the cell. The mother is having 46 chromosomes, I said, but the daughter cells will be having 23 chromosomes. So this particular meiosis 1 is the actual phase of reduction of the chromosomes, and it is the actual heterotypic division. Now when we come to the next, in the bottom if you see here, that is these two daughter cells have again undergone division and gave rise to 4 daughter cells. So these 4 daughter cells are having the same number of chromosomes that are present in these first division formed daughter cells. Here they are having 23 chromosomes. Even the daughter cells will be having 23 chromosomes. This particular meiosis 2 division is called as the homotypic division because the number of chromosomes in the mother and in the daughter cells are same. So meiosis 2 is homotypic division and meiosis 1 is the heterotypic division. And after the completion of this complete process only, we are going to get 4 haploid cells which we consider as gametes from the diploid mother cell to give rise to 4 haploid gametes. Those gametes will participate in sexual reproduction. Now how the number of chromosomes are going to reduced must be seen further in the further slides. Getting into the actual process, the meiosis that is occurring in the diploid organisms, in the male organism, those cells are called as meiocytes. Wherever meiosis is occurring, those cells are called as meiocytes. If at all it is in the male organism, it is called as spermatocyte, and if it is the female organism, it is called as the oocyte. Oocyte, cyte means nothing but the cell. So in spermatocytes and the oocytes, the diploid cells are undergoing this particular reduction division and giving rise to gametes. The gametes, the male gametes are called as sperms and the female gametes are called as the egg cells. So these are formed during this particular meiotic division and they are responsible for further sexual reproduction. Now when we enter into the actual meiotic division, that is meiosis 1, let me change the slide. Yeah, so as I told you, meiosis is divided into 2 divisions again, that is meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. Now meiosis 1 is also divided into further divisions, that is PMAT, right? So PMAT. So PMAT is nothing but prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase. So meiosis 1, in meiosis 1, prophase 1 will be there, metaphase 1 will be there, anaphase 1 will be there, telophase 1 will be there. So in all these processes, the prophase 1 is the longest phase and it is a very important phase in the meiosis division. Now in this prophase 1 itself, the reduction in the actual number of chromosomes occur. So how is that occurring? This prophase 1 is divided into further 5 divisions. That is leptotene, zygotene, pachytene, diplotene and diakinesis. Prophase 1 is the longest phase and it is occurring for 12 to 24 hours approximately. As this I told, that is divided into 5 phases: leptotene, zygotene, pachytene, diplotene, diakinesis, where in this the actual crossing over, recombination, synopsis, terminalization occur, through which the number of chromosomes will be reducing into half. Now coming into the first stage, that is the leptotene. Lepto means thin. Lepto means thin. So in this leptotene stage, the chromosomes are going to align themselves, they are going to condense, the genetic material is going to condense into the chromosome, and these chromosomes are going to arrange themselves to, the chromatids are going to arrange themselves to one corner of the cell, appearing in the form of a bouquet manner, that is all the flowers are brought together like a bouquet. Similarly, near the centromere region, all the chromatids will be moving to one corner of the cell to give the appearance of a bouquet. Now in this, the genetic material is going to condense and the complete material organizes into constant number of chromosomes. The genetic material, that is the DNA, is going to condense into the chromosome structure. So in this diagram, if you see the leptotene stage, the chromosomes will be very thin. The nuclear material that is the nucleus will increase in size. The chromosomes will be formed by the condensation of genetic material, and all the cell organelles are lost. And this is the first stage of prophase 1 and the very important stage of prophase 1, that is the leptotene. So the second stage in this particular meiosis division in the prophase 1 is the zygotene stage. In zygotene stage, the particular genetic material, whatever is there, the chromosomes, the homologous pairs of the chromosomes will come close to each other and they form pairs. In this, when the pairs are forming, the chromosomes, the chromatids of the chromosomes will get attached to each other in some points, and that particular union of the chromatids is called as synapses. So synapses of the genetic material occurs. This occurs between the homologous chromosomes. Homologous chromosomes means the chromosomes which are having the same genetic sequence. One homologous chromosome will be coming from the maternal side, and one homologous chromosome will be coming from the paternal side. So these particular homologous chromosomes pair together and they are going to attach in few points called as synapses, and here the genetic material is going to get exchanged now in the next stage. So what happens in this is the synaptimal complex is formed between the two homologous chromosomes. That is very important. Two homologous chromosomes are coming close to each other, where one will be the maternal one and one will be the paternal one. Then this particular genetic material will be showing three types of synapses. That is, the first one is the proterminal, second one is the procentric, the third one is the localized pairing. Proterminal means when the chromosomes are coming one next to the other, if the terminal regions, the corner parts of the chromatids are attached, it is called as the proterminal. If it is the procentric means the centromere that is present in the center of the chromosome is going to pair. Who is going to pair? The homologous chromosome centromeres are going to pair. Localized pairing or the random pairing means randomly any length of along the length of the chromosome, any point the synapses may occur. So these are three types of synapses seen. When there are 46 chromosomes in a human that is in a reproductive cell, in the parent mother cell, if these 46 chromosomes are going to pair, they are forming 23 pairs. So if these 23 pairs homologous chromosomes are seen, one from the maternal side, one from the paternal side, these 26 pairs of the chromosomes here, they might show in one pair, the one pair they can show proterminal synapses, in one pair they may show procentric synapses, in one pair they may show random synapses. Similarly, in my body, first pair may show proterminal, but in your body, first pair may show procentric. So there is a difference between the this particular synapses occurring in different organisms, because of which this is the very important point where the characteristics of us all are different. We all are having different characteristics, like the eyebrow. The eyebrows, I have thick eyebrows, you may have light eyebrows. My eyes, the color, the color of the skin tone, whatever I say, the hair color. Some people will have black hair lifelong, but some people in young age only they develop white hair. This is all about the genes, and 99% of the genes in all the human beings is same, but only 0.01% is different, and that 0.1% is only mattering in the characteristics of me, in you, and in everybody. Now, whose gene is going to be the same? There is only one possibility of the genes being same in the monozygotic twins. That means after the meiosis occurs, the gametes are formed. The gametes unite to form a zygote. Sometimes when the zygote is moving from the fallopian tube of the mother and coming and settling in the uterus, in the center, when it is fixing in the womb of the mother, that zygote may have damage and it may cleave into 2 or 3. Then it will form 2 or 3 offsprings from the same zygote. That means it is having the same genes of the gametes. That particular twins we say monozygotic twins. Twins coming from the same zygote will be having the same genetic material. Rest all it is different in all that. Even in the dizygotic twins it will be different, because the genes, that is the gametes, are coming from the different different synapses occur, different crossing over occurs, so different characters will be seen. So next, coming into the next stage, that is So the next stage is the Pachytene stage. Pachy means thick. Thick means in this particular stage the homologous chromosomes, as we told, they will be coming together, and here the crossing over of the genes occur, that is the transfer of genes occur, the exchange of genetic material occur where they have united at some particular points, as we told in the zygotine stage. That is in the zygotine, zygo means adjoining, they are coming close to each other, adjoining with each other. Then in the Pachytene stage, exchange of genetic material occur. So exchange of genetic material occurring is called as a crossing over process, where the genes will be exchanged between the two non-sister chromatids, homologous non-sister chromatids. So what is that? I will be explaining you now. So if you see here in this diagram, there are two chromosomes close to each other. These two chromosomes are the sister, these are the not the this and this, these both are the sister chromatids. 1 2 sister chromatids. These two are non-sister chromatids because they are present on the different chromosome. The chromatids present on the same centromere are called as sister chromatids, and the chromatids present on the different centromere are called as the non-sister chromatids. And when they are close to each other, they are having same set of genes, then it is called as the homologous chromosomes. So when these homologous chromosomes in zygotine stage, they have already come close to each other. Now in this Pachytene stage, they have to undergo crossing over. So if you see here in this particular region how the crossing over is occurring, that is the chromatids have become X-shaped. So the synapses has occurred, that means they have come close to each other. Synapses occur slowly with the help of an enzyme called endonuclease. These particular things are going to break the tips, wherever they have joined they are going to break, and the genes are getting exchanged, and again those particular genes are attached to the other chromatid of the non-sister chromosome with the enzyme called ligase. They are uniting again. So this is how the exchange of chromosomes is seen. So in Pachytene stage, we have seen crossing over, and also the exchange, that is in the crossing over, the exchange of genes occur with the help of the endonuclease and the ligase enzyme. The particular chromatids, whatever are there on that particular area, they are occurring in the form of X. We see that there are 4 chromatids present and next to each other when crossing over is occurring. That particular phenomenon we call it as tetrad. So tetrad formation is seen where 4 chromatids with 2 centromeres have come close to each other and they are present at that particular position, and it is called as the tetrad. This particular divisions are occurring in this particular stage, that is the Pachytene stage. Now coming into the next stage, that is the next stage is the diplotin stage. Now in these diplotin stage, slowly the chromatin material, whatever has got crossing over, will slowly try to separate. But at the joints where now when the crossing over is occurring in the Pachytene stage, the particular chromosomes have not separated, but they are intact with each other because of the presence of a protein called as synaptimal complex. This protein will be holding that chromosomes tighter in the Pachytene stage. But here, when the crossing over has already occurred, now these chromosomes should separate from each other. So now the synaptimal complexes will leave that particular chromosomes, and now the chromosomes will be starting to detach. So when these chromosomes are starting to detach, in particular points they will be attached only where the crossing over has occurred. That particular point is called as chiasmata. Chiasmata is the region where crossing over has occurred, and when the chromosomes are going to separate, the homologous chromosomes, that is the non-sister chromosomes, when they are going to separate, they will be attached in that chiasmata region. Now that one I will be showing you in one diagram. So when they want to separate from each other, here they will be showing chiasmata, that is that when they are dividing, the crossing over whatever has occurred, you can see the crossing over has occurred, that is the exchange of genes between the two non-sister chromosomes have occurred, and there is chiasmata seen. And this that particular chiasmata, that means the chromosomes completely will be separated from each other, but at particular region, that is chiasmata, they won't separate from each other in this particular stage. In the next stage, that is diakinesis, dividing into two. Kinesis means division. So dividing into two, there we are going to see the process called terminalization. Now I will go to the diagram. So here in the diagram you can see that the chiasmata in this stage will be moving from the center to the tips of the chromosomes. When it is moving from the center to the tips, it will be as if like somebody has hold it near the centromere and they are pulling the chromosomes apart. So the attachment will be there intact in the corner regions of the particular chromosome. So this particular attachment in the corner regions of the chromosome of chiasmata is called as terminalization. I'm telling you again, the chiasmata is the joints present in the chromosomes, that is the non-sister chromosomes, during the exchange of gene, that is crossing over occurring. After the crossing over has occurred, these chromosomes will want to separate from each other. When they are separating slowly from the centromere to the tips, the chiasmata will be moving from the center to the tips, and in the tips region, that particular chromosomes are intactly attached to each other. That particular attachment of chiasmata in the terminal region is called as terminalization. Slowly, even that is lost. That is, the synaptimal complex is losing, left the chromosomes. Now, in this particular division, the nucleolus has also got disappeared. The nuclear membrane disappears, and these particular chromosomes are left free into the cytoplasm. Till now, this was occurring inside the nucleus, and now this particular chromosome, which have got detached from each other, now after the exchange, after the crossing over, that is the transfer of genes between the non-sister homologous chromosomes, these particular genes are now freely left into the cytoplasm because the nuclear membrane will be disappearing. Now, after entering into the cytoplasm, they will enter into the next stage of meiosis 1, that is the metaphase 1. So before going into that, you see how the karyotyping is seen. The 46 chromosomes which are present, how the exchange of genes will be occurring from one generation to the other. You can see the green color and the red color one. You can see how many types of pairs are there. There are 23 pairs that are present. And here, if you see, one second. So you see this is the genetic material of the female organism. So if you see, there are 22 pairs of the somatic chromosomes and 1 pair of the sexual chromosome. This is of a female organism because it is showing 2 X chromosomes. If it is a 1 X and 1 Y chromosome, it would be of a male organism. So you can see how the homologous chromosomes, that is the same size chromosomes, appearing same size, have got paired. This is what I want to say. This diagrammatic representation of the chromosomes of an organism is called as karyotype, and this particular arrangement of the chromosomes is called as the ideogram. And how they have got arranged, you can see different pairs, how the homologous pairs have been paired. This is how the 46 chromosomes have got arranged in the, that is the human beings one, how they have got paired. In metaphase 1, the chromosomes whatever have got entered into the cytoplasm will arrange themselves in the equator. Meta means M. M means middle. So in the middle of the particular cell, they are going to arrange themselves and they will be ready at the equator to get separated to the opposite poles. So after metaphase, these particular cells are going to enter into anaphase 1. In anaphase 1, the particular chromosomes whatever I have got, so whatever the genes have got arranged in the center of the cell will get pulled. Ana means A means away. They move away from each other. So in the homologous non-sister pairing whatever has occurred, one chromosome will move to one pole and the other chromosome will be moving to the other pole of the cell. So here in the diagram you can see that the exchange of chromosomes have occurred and these particular chromosomes are moving away from each other and they are going to the opposite poles. But now you can see here, this is the actual phase. Anaphase 1 is the actual phase of the reduction of the chromosomes. How? You can see there are 4 chromosomes actually present. That means in the mother cell there were 4 chromosomes, and these 4 chromosomes have entered all the prophase 1 stages and then entered metaphase stage. And now here, when the 4 have got entered into the center of the cell in the metaphase, now they are getting moving away. That is, only 2 from these 4 are moving to one side and 2 are moving to the other side. That means mother cell is having 4, but in the when the chromosomes are moving to 2 opposite poles, there are only 2 present. That means here you can say clearly that the actual number of reduction of the chromosomes are occurring in the anaphase 1, where the number of chromosomes here are moving to the opposite poles are half that of the number of the present chromosomes present in the mother cell. So this is the actual reduction division, where the number of chromosomes reduced into half, and this particular phenomenon is called as disjunction. It is called as disjunction. So in this disjunction process, the particular genetic material has actually got reduced into half. Next, we are going to enter into the telophase 1. In telophase 1, now the endoplasmic reticulum will be forming the nuclear membrane. Slowly nucleolus is formed, and here the 2 cells, now slowly the cleavage will be formed in the center, and then the cell is going to divide into half. But in few cells, what happens is, after the genetic material has got divided also, the cytokinesis does not occur. And once the cell divides into 4 cells only, then the cytokinesis is going to occur. So it depends upon the plant species. So actually, after the meiosis 1 completes, cytokinesis also occurs. Now this is how the microscopic divisions of the meiosis 1 stages is seen. You can see the interphase, early prophase, late prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. How the cell plate is being formed in the telophase is very clearly explained. So this is the microscopic representation of how the phases are there. Then cytokinesis. After the karyokinesis has occurred, after the reduction of the division of the nuclear material occurred, cytokinesis will be occurring in the cells. But in few plant cells, the cytokinesis is delayed. It waits until the cell forms 4 different sets of nucleuses. After the 4 nucleus are formed, only cell division occurs. In few species, as I told, it depends in the species. Now we have to enter into the meiosis 2 division. Second meiosis division is similar to that of mitosis. In this, the second meiotic division, the difference between that the meiosis 2 and mitosis is there is no duplication of DNA occurring. So this particular division is also divided into again PMAT, that is prophase 2, metaphase 2, anaphase 2 and telophase 2. Now in prophase 2 stage, prophase 2 is the shortest phase of when compared to the prophase 1. Here nucleolus and nuclear membrane disappear, spindle fibers formation takes place, and slowly the chromosomes the genetic material is going to condense into chromosomes again. Then it enters into metaphase 2. In metaphase 2, again the chromosomes are going to arrange in the center. You can see in the diagram, they are meta means middle. They are going to take their position in the middle, and then they are ready for separation into the opposite poles. Then coming into the next phase, that is anaphase 2. In anaphase 2, this is the important phase, where in the previous meiosis 1 we have seen that complete chromosome is going to the opposite poles. But here what happens is the centromere is going to break and give the chromatid to the opposite pole. So in the metaphase also there are 4 chromosomes, and after the anaphase also there will be 4 chromosomes each in the daughter cells, because here we will be seeing the chromatids will be divided. The centromere is going to divide and the number of chromosomes will be the same. So here in the diagram you can see that the chromatid, whatever the centromeres have got broken, and the one chromatid has gone to one pole and the other chromatid has gone to the other pole of the cell. So they are moving away from each other, having the same number of chromosomes. There is no reduction in the number of chromosomes. Then in telophase again, the cells are moving apart. After moving apart, the nuclear membrane appears, nucleolus appears, the endoplasmic reticulum forms the nuclear envelope, and slowly the nucleus is going to develop. From there again the cytokinesis occur, where the cell wall formation will be seen here. Then in cell division, what happens is the cell wall, whatever is there, cell plate is formed in the plant cell. When compared to the animal cell furrow is formed from the outer side, and then the furrow will be developing in the from the periphery to the center. They will be developing a cell, that is the cell wall. But in plant cells, what happens is there is a cell plate formed, and the cell plate will be extending towards the opposite sides and increases slowly and attaches to the wall by forming the new cell wall in the newly formed daughter cells. This is the diagrammatic representation of the microscopic the pictures of the meiosis II, that is prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. You can see how the 4 cells are formed in this particular phase, where tetrads of microspore. This is the pollen grains that are formed in the anther of a male flower. That is, you can see how the 4 pollen grains are attached with each other, and they are the male gametes. Microspores are nothing but the male gametes formed in the flowering plants. So this is how the genetic material has got reduced into half. So in the mother cell we will be seeing a diploid set of chromosomes, and in the daughter cells we will be seeing the haploid set of chromosomes. Now coming back into the complete gist of the thing, I will be showing you one diagram. Yeah, here if you see in the interphase, the genetic material has got coiled, and this one now will get condensed. When the meiosis has started, it will get condensed into chromosomes. Now we can see the maternal chromosomes are denoted in the blue color, and the paternal chromosomes are denoted in the yellow color. That are from their mother. That means if this is the particular division occurring in me, that blue color ones are my mother's chromosomes, and that yellow color ones are my father's chromosomes, where I have got 2 half sets of chromosomes from each parents. So they have got condensed, and they have each chromosome is showing 2 chromatids. In the diagram you can see here they are showing 2 chromatids. See, 2 chromatid. Here only 1 chromatid is there. Here 2 chromatids are there. Now those 2 chromatids completely crossing over occurs, terminalization, chiasmata formation, synapses, all whatever we have seen, will then enter into metaphase 1 by the arrangement of these particular chromosomes in the center. That is 8 chromosomes. Don't forget the number. There are 8 chromosomes in the center. Here axial reduction will be occurring in the next phase, that is the anaphase 1, where 4 are moving to one side and 4 are moving to one side. That means in the parent, that is in me, there are 8 chromosomes I said, but when they are coming into anaphase 1, 4 chromosomes move to the other side, and 4 more chromosomes move to the another side of the to the opposite poles of the cell. So here the actual reduction in the number of chromosomes occurred, and this is why the prophase 1, the meiosis 1, is the actual reduction phase and is the longest phase of the meiosis. Then entering into the telophase, what happens is in the telophase that the chromosomes are the chromosomes have completely moved to the opposite poles. A nucleus is formed, a nuclear membrane is formed. If wanted in some plants, cell division also forms. If not needed, cell division doesn't occur. Like in case of pollen grains example, whatever I have shown, the cell wall formation will occur after all the 4 haploid spores are formed. Now we are going to see meiosis 2. Till now we have seen meiosis 1, how the chromosomes have got reduced. Now in meiosis 2, the same 4 chromosomes will be there in the like in the cells, and each daughter cell. Now in this diagram, this is one daughter cell, and this is the one daughter cell that is obtained from, I will take the dark color, one daughter cell and second daughter cell. These 2 daughter cells are formed, and these 2 daughter cells are now entering into metaphase 1 in the center. Again they are entering into anaphase separated, and then they are going into the telophase, where the 4 haploid cells are formed. Here finally the 4 haploid cells are formed. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4. The haploid cells are formed, and these haploid cells are nothing but the gametes which are responsible for the sexual reproduction. Now I will be showing you one video. So in this video we can see how the meiosis is occurring. Till now what we have learnt. Here you can see how this particular once again, what this diagram is denoting. This diagram is denoting that the father characters and the mother characters are not seen in the daughters. I mean, complete characters are not seen there. Genetic characters is different from one organism to another because of this particular meiotic division, that is the crossing over takes place, the chiasmata formation takes place. So here in this particular video you can see how the characteristics are different from the parents to the offsprings, but the genetic material is coming. Now this particular person's genetic material is from his mother and father. Now she is having the genetic material from her mother and father. Now these two will be sharing their particular genetic material to their offsprings. One is a boy, one is a girl, means their chromosomes now difference will be there. So meiosis is responsible for the significance of meiosis is it is maintaining the constant chromosome number from one generation to another generation. These chromosomes are going. So meiosis and mitosis, what is happening? The meiosis and mitosis will be occurring in the somatic cells, they say. Mitosis occurs in the somatic cells, they say, that is in the stomach cell, in the body cells. But meiosis will be occurring in the reproductive cells, where the gametes formation is seen and the new generation is formed by union of those particular gametes. Now in the meiosis, that is not occurring in the body cells, they say. That meiosis is generating sperm cell and the egg cell. These both are the gametes. Egg cell is coming from the mother, and the sperm cell is coming from the father. So here in this example they are showing that an organism is having 46 chromosomes, means the gametes will be having 23 chromosomes each. That is, the sperm will be having 23 chromosomes and the egg cell will be having 23 chromosomes. How is this going to happen? This is going to happen because of the process called meiosis. Now these both will unite and give rise to 46 chromosomes. That is nothing but the diploid organism again, that is the zygote. So if you see in the meiosis, how it is happening? The parent cell is having the 46 chromosomes, and the first division, it is giving rise to two daughter cells with 23 chromosomes. That is, the actual reduction of the chromosomes has taken place already. Now whatever the division is seen, we are going to see now the meiosis stages, that is I told PMAT. Okay, so PMAT means prophase 1, metaphase 1, anaphase 1, telophase 1. Similarly in meiosis 2 also, prophase 2, metaphase 2, anaphase 2 and telophase 2 will be there. Now before that, interphase stage will be there, where the DNA replication occurs, the growth of the cells occur, the cell functioning will be occurring, like the respiration processes, all that will be occurring in the interphase stage. Then later on it will enter into meiosis stage, where the chromosomes, the DNA will be coming and uniting to form chromosome. The chromosome here in the diagram is having only one chromatid. Now they will duplicate to form two chromatids. See in the diagram how it is showing. The chromatids are now attached with a central protein structure called as centromere. So the chromosomes with a single chromatid will double themselves to form the two chromatids. So these all are the chromosomes with the two chromatid material. Why are they like this? We will see now. This particular process should occur. It is very important because when the reduction division is going to occur, that particular gametes are formed, and those gametes are again they have to enter into fertilization process and give rise to a diploid organism again. So this particular crossing over phase is very important. As I said, PMAT, the prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase must be there. Now you see in this particular thing that in the meiotic division, in the first meiotic division, see here, first meiotic division, the parent is having 46 chromosomes with 92 chromatids. Then in the first daughter cells, there are 23 chromosomes with 46 chromatids. Okay, so complete chromosomes with 2 chromatids have gone. Now in the daughter cells, in the next meiosis, the chromosome is going to cleave with the centromere in the half. The number of chromosomes will be same and chromatids are going to become less. We have already studied that. So 23 chromosomes with 23 chromatids. 23 chromosomes with 23 chromatids. So this is how the number in the meiosis 2 is not going to change, but in the meiosis 1, the number of the chromosomes is going to reduce into half. So in in mitosis, there is only one prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase. But in meiosis, there will be two, because two meiotic division we will see. Okay. Now, coming into prophase 1. In prophase 1, Pro means before. That is the phase that is occurring, the reduction division that is occurring. Yeah, here's what happens if the organism is having 10 chromosomes. See how that particular chromosomes, homologous chromosomes, have come close to each other. Homologous chromosomes means that with the same size and the same gene content. Suppose the gene for eye color they have showing. Now here chiasma, synapsis is occurring, then crossing over occurs. Crossing over is the exchange of genes between the chromosomes, that is the non-sister chromatids. I said green color, both green color one are sisters, both blue color one are sisters. Now between the non-sister chromosomes there is the exchange of DNA occurred, the transfer of genetic material occurred. This is all occurring in the prophase 1, and now they have the recombinant chromosomes in the center of the cell. Now they will be, these recombinant chromosomes are only responsible for the different various characters in the siblings also they are telling. See the hair structure of that particular two diagrams which have been shown. So exchange of chromosomes may now I'll explain that. Coming into this now, metaphase 1, middle of the cell they will be coming. Yes, coming back to the topic, exchange of chromosomes will occur when I am formed, different genes will get exchanged. When my brother will be born, different genes will be exchanged. So that is why the characters will be different with me and with my brother. So this is the anaphase stage, means away, moving away, that the chromosomes moved away. And telophase T means two particular cells are formed with the recombinant gene. Now in the parent cell they told there are 10 chromosomes, but here in the daughter cells here we got only 5 chromosomes each. That is actually the reduction in the number of chromosomes occurred. Then entering into the meiosis 2. Again PMAT, that is prophase 2, metaphase 2, anaphase 2 and telophase 2. In prophase 2 again the genetic material and all will be there, but the crossing over, chiasmata formation, this all will not occur. Simply the nucleus is lost, the nuclear membrane is lost, the cell organelles are lost, and the condensation of the genetic material will be occurring, and that enters into the metaphase 1, where in the middle of the cell they will be arranged, the 5 chromosomes each will be arranged in the middle of the cell. So here in this example we have taken the actual parent is having 10 chromosomes, but in the daughters, in the first meiosis we have seen 5 chromosomes each. Now these will be moving away. See here the chromosomes have got split into 2. In the anaphase 2 the chromosomes have got split into 2. Each chromosome will be having only one chromatid. See how the 4 daughter cells are formed with 23 chromosomes. This example is taken to the 46 chromosomes, where 23 chromosomes with 23 chromatids are formed in our body. So here the independent assortment, crossing over, whatever is occurring in that particular organism, that is going to give a variety of organism. That means in plants, if this particular process is occurring, different characteristics can be formed in our body. For example, in our body we see I will be different with my brother because crossing over recombination takes place, but during my gamete formation different genes might have got crossed over, but when my brother's gametes are formed, different genes will be getting crossed over. So that is why the characters will be different with me and with my brother. One last thing they want to say, that non-disjunction. See what they want to say is, if what I told, disjunction will be occurring in this particular division. If this particular crossing over, terminalization is not occurring, that is non-disjunction, then the reduction in the number of chromosomes doesn't occur. The next generation, half the number of chromosomes doesn't occur. If this disjunction is occurring, if non-disjunction is there, then the daughter cells also will have 46 chromosomes, with which again 46 it goes to 92 chromosomes, which is an abnormality in the organisms, right? So this is how the meiosis is very important, because a minute. So in this particular meiosis, this meiosis procedure is very important in sexually reproductive organisms to maintain the constant number of chromosomes. That is, parents having 46 and also the offsprings having 46. That is the half set coming from the father and half set coming from the mother. If disjunction does not occur, that is as shown in the video, if non-disjunction occur, that means in anaphase 1, if the half chromosomes don't move away from each other, all the chromosomes move to one side, then there is 46 chromosomes in the gametes, which is causing an abnormality, and that should not be happening. It is not supporting the particular origin of species again, origin of offspring again. So this maintenance of chromosome number is very important in the particular species, and if crossing over is occurring between that particular genes in this the sexual reproduction, there is a possibility of evolution occurring, new species occurring, because new characters will be getting formed in this particular crossing over procedure. So sexual reproduction, meiosis is very important, and also the maintenance of genes is very important. So thank you so much. That's all for today's session, that is meiosis. With the video I have explained, and this is Deepika signing off.